Why was there no video last week? Quick answer is I couldn't be bothered. I've reached the point where I would rather do anything else than watch this dreck. But unfortunately for me, I've committed to reviewing this crap up to the festive special. Last week we had a little ditty called Village of the Angels. Some people said it was good. I'll proclaim that it was the least crap of the 5 entries of crap I've watched thus far. But that doesn't mean it wasn't crap. The Angels have been done to death already. By much better people. The acting was atrocious as usual, the dialogue was awful, because they had to dumb it down a lot so the current fan base can comprehend what's going on. You could say it's written for 5-year-olds, but that would be an insult to 5-year-olds, and I don't want to equate 5-year-olds with Chibs fans and J-bots, or J-stans as the current term seems to be. Regardless of what they're called, y'all need help. After their encounter with the Angels, Dr. Nasty and Fam end up in 1967. Our guest this week is Professor Sniggly Fritz, who tells us a bunch of sciencey stuff about the things going on. And let's not forget his friend, who is the willing subject of Sniggly Fritz's patriarchy and experimentation. She has wings. Whatever could this mean? I don't care. Then Dr. Nasty meets up with an old couple, and the old dude is presented as a dink. And we meet this old lady, who's mysterious, predictably mysterious, but let's just let the silly people think they're being clever. The mean old dude and lady are looking for Peggy, their great niece who's gone missing. Whatever could this mean? Of course, Chib sets this dude up to be the worst great uncle ever, and as usual, Yaz the Plank gets to go on about what a great cop she is, while lecturing to the old dude about being terrible. I guess all you need to be a really great cop is never show up to work, as I've said over and over again, and I'm tired of saying. But then, that's how things work now. You get hired based not on intelligence or ability and get praised for being the best ever, despite being useless and never showing up to work. No wonder these people get such a big head. Now back to the old dude. We aren't meant to like him. So much so that when the old couple gets exploded into stone after great niece Peggy is discovered, great niece Peggy is glad they, especially Uncle Patriarchy, are dead because he was a dink. Well, they took you in, didn't they? And judging from what I've seen, you're an annoying little brat. Although this does make sense, I do believe this is Chibs further pandering to the J-bots, who sure have a harsh reality check coming their direction when they finally grow up. Of course, Vinder's annoying diverse friend is back and manages to run into people that are even more annoying than she is. So, yay, what fun. The episode is filled with angels doing angel-y things, and the simpletons keep thinking it's scary, and the whole time all I could think about was how excited I'd be when this episode is finally over. It just keeps slogging on. Whitaker's acting keeps getting more over the top, and Skeletor's sister seems to have some inconsistencies with her character arc. Or does she? Who really cares? We learned through Psychic Brain Lady that the division uses angels to do its work. Well then, how do performance reviews work? Then we get hinted that more canon destruction is ahead. Did anybody think it would be in any way different? This is Chibs, and he's mad because people didn't like what he did last year. Did anybody think he was actually going to fix it? These are not very nice people and will do anything to destroy what others love. Dan the Plank and annoying Peggy end up back in 1901, and we find out that the mystery lady was actually old annoying Peggy. What a stupid and in no way predictable twist. Then Professor Sniggly Fritz also gets stuck back in 1901, and Dan makes fun of him. Yep, nothing traumatic about this at all. It's not like he can never return. Then Dr. Nasty gets turned into an angel, and this is meant to be an impactful moment. I just hope she stays like that. It would make the show so much more tolerable. Anybody with a brain should know exactly where this is going because Chibs doesn't do subtle. He doesn't have the writing ability. What's the division and the fake doctor's place in it? Well, I wonder. Not really, I'm just glad this episode is over. Then my happiness leaves me as I'm reminded that I have one more episode to watch to finish this damn video. Then Chibs thinks he's being clever by playing with the closing credits, and we get a post-credit sequence with Vinder, the most pointless character in the history of Doctor Who. And considering he's up against Yaz the Plank, that says a lot. And Diversity character says she loves boring Vinder. What a pointless ending that was. Vinder's on his way. Yeah, nobody cares. And who could love Vinder? He has no personality. Then it's time for Chibs' 5th masterpiece of the year, Survivors of the Flux, also known as Chibs Gives Real Fans the Finger again. The problem is the real fans have left and don't care anymore. But he thinks they still care, and that's what makes this somewhat amusing. I was once as diehard a fan as you get, and I literally felt nothing as these revelations were made. Well, actually, I did laugh a few times, as the ideas are so preposterous and inept that you can't help but laugh at them. Dr. Nasty gets unstoned and growls at the angels for a bit. Then Dan and the Plank are in 1904 and have decided that they're in an Indiana Jones movie. Might as well. That franchise is being destroyed too. And of course Dan crashed to the ground and the Plank descends gracefully. Then Professor Snigglefritz falls in, and unlike the Plank, he can't figure out the ropes either. Then Dr. Nasty meets a nude because, well, who cares at this point? And we meet Mystery Lady again. Oh, whoever could this be? If you didn't figure it out beforehand, then you should probably be on the short bus. Not Mystery Lady welcomes the Not Doctor back. Can't wait for the bullshit revelations. Then the Plank and friends almost get blown up, and of course the Plank saves the day. Then they're on a boat, and Professor Snigglyfritz gets knocked in the head by an evil dude, who then poisons himself. That seems pointless. Then we're in 1958, and suddenly Vinder's evil white patriarchal boss dude is shooting birds. On the edge of my seat I am. It seems that his army friend dude is planning on setting up UNIT. Also, Chibs can destroy it later for a throwaway line. Then Dr. Nasty blathers at her lover Yaz as a hologram for a bit. It seems the Earth is exempt from the crazy toilet flux and is about to become a target for space refugees. Wait, I don't think the BBC will like where you're going with this. Never mind. I'm sure they'll turn things around. Almost certainly with a lecture. We learn that the division was created on Gallifrey with secret operatives that partake in monkey business with time. Dr. Nasty doesn't like this. Also, they perform their monkey business from outside the universe. But before we learn more of this edge of the seat nonsense, we're back in 2021, and the dog people are still guarding the Earth. Just to remind us that they're still a part of this in case we forget, and everything this year is so forgettable that you probably did. Next, Diversity Girl attempts to infiltrate the dogs, and some more terrible acting happens. Then Vinder shows up because they have to force him in, or they get yelled at for on-screen quota violations. He's spying on Skeletor and his sister, and they're doing whatever it is they're supposed to do. I'm getting sleepy. Please be over soon. Then we learn that the division can destroy universes and create universes, which means that the Time Lords in Gallifrey have now jumped the shark too. Also, why didn't the division use their wacky monkey business with time powers during the Time War? You think that might have been useful. Mystery Lady is mad at Dr. Nasty because it seems that the fake doctor left the division and has been causing problems for their time monkeying business. Mystery Lady is not happy with Dr. Nasty for interfering with their attempt to send the current universe down the toilet flux. Apparently the doctor's inspiration is dangerous enough. Well then, since it's this version you're dealing with, you don't have to worry about much. This one doesn't inspire anyone, she just lectures and growls at people. Mainly white dudes. Then we get the revelation, as I've said, you're a moron if you didn't already figure this out, that Mystery Lady is Tectoyun, who I dubbed Cannon Destroyer last year, who's gone from kidnapping and torturing children to universe destruction. Did anybody not think that Chibs would double down on the timeless children crap? Of course he would, but the anger isn't as strong as it was almost 2 years ago because nobody cares about this era anymore. But that doesn't mean we can't laugh at the complete and utter stupidity. Then we're back in 1967, and Vinder's evil patriarchal boss is up to some shady business with UNIT and kills some people. Also, he likes to be called Grand Serpent. Then Cannon Destroyer officially confirms the events of the Timeless Children. Well, no matter what your opinion on RTD returning is, I think we can agree he has quite the disaster to clean up. The question is whether or not he'll actually clean it up, or just go with it. Well, this show is so many years away from not being terrible that who could really guess at this point? It seems it was Cannon Destroyer that had the Doctor's memories erased. And well hidden, I guess, because the Doctor didn't question this for 57 years. You'd think something might have slipped out at some point. Not to mention the decades of plot holes, but whatever, most of the people behind this haven't watched a single episode of real Doctor Who, so can we really blame them? Then we have some more boring quota scenes with Vinder, and he meets Dan's friend after having a tiff with Skeletor. Then Dan, the Plank, and Professor Snigglyfritz have a meeting with whatever the hell this character is supposed to be, and he tells them to fetch their dog. Then Dr. Nasty gets the Ood to help her with very little effort, and it seems the Earth is the apex of destruction. Oh no. Then we see a fob watch. Oh wow, whatever could be happening here? I hear nobody saying. Then Scrooge McDuck shows up again and does some yelling and complaining. It seems some timey-wimey silliness is happening with his tunnels. Then Yaz gets offended after some dude calls her a pretty girl. What? Would you have preferred he called you ugly? Then Cannon Destroyer tries getting Dr. Nasty to help her with her toilet flux, and Cannon Destroyer thinks the next universe is where the abandoned diverse alien space baby came from. Yeah, sure it is, Chibs. Then Kate Stewart is talking to patriarchal serpent dude, and I just feel bad that she's been dragged into Chibs' mess too. Then her house gets blown up, and now she's going dark. Actually, you should just run from this crap as fast as you can. Then the dog pays a visit to the annoying diverse character, and they shoot at each other, and then they get shot on. The patriarchal serpent dude orders a bunch of cities to be blown up, and it seems that he has an agreement with the Sontarans. What a twist. Then Skeletor disintegrates Cannon Destroyer. Great. Now, if you could do that with this entire era, it would be greatly appreciated. Now we get to find out what happens next week. Can't wait. I can't understate how much I hate this show. And that's it for today. I'm Chris from Cultivated Media. Don't forget to follow my new Twitter account. And as always, everyone, thanks for watching and have a great day.